Hey everybody, what's up? And welcome back to the Nashtea, your favorite Music City podcast. I am Allie, here with Ty as always.
What is up, everybody?
We're excited to be presenting the Grammys, or our version of the Grammys. We're going to fill you in on the nominations and the categories.
You could win a nashtea.
A nashtea.
Courtesy of, are these finger marks? Oh no, those are stars. I thought those were like thumbprints, but
also it looks very phallic. Put that down. If you're listening and watching right now, he is holding up a very
Party City version of the
Grammy
that looks
not like a Grammy at all, but it works.
Yeah.
We couldn't find any megaphones, so this is what you are getting
right here.
It's all good.
Yep.
It's all good. So we are going to jump into all things Grammy and fun. But first things first, even before Song of the Week, which is rare for us, we usually roll right in. We do want to discuss Mr. Young and his vindication. Because last week we reported that Chris Young was in a little bit of a scuffle and he put his hands on a police officer, which was not false, but you know, we knew that there was more to the story.
Probably next time he won't put his hand out.
Yeah, probably.
But the shove was excessive.
It was so excessive.
So excessive.
Yeah, so they had some different angles come out and everything like that. And yeah, so we just want to say good on you, Chris.
We just wanted to say we didn't tell you so, but we kind of told you so. Like, didn't sound like him.
Yeah, we just didn't really think that was, you know, we knew that there would be more to it. And as things change, you know, news comes out and we have new information, we'll keep you posted on things week to week. So we did want to clarify that. We have not seen any additional coverage of the Elle King and Dolly situation. Yeah. So when we do, we might comment on it. But for right now,
Elle and her team are getting themselves together.
I mean, besides Dolly's sister saying something. She had words, but we won't go into it because, you know, that is not what this beautiful episode is about.
No.
We were on
celebrating the Grammys.
Yes, music's biggest night. So we're excited for that. So Chris Young's good to go. And we're going to do our Song of the Week. And for a little bit of a fun twist, we decided to go with Grammy nominees for our artists. Like, it doesn't have to be a song this year. It could just be anything from that artist. But I think we both did pick songs from this year.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to go. So as I was listening last night through all of our nominees, and I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about. Mm-hmm. Is it Batiste? Is that how you say it? Mm-hmm. Okay, I want to make sure it was correct. Butterfly, phenomenal.
Yeah. With
so many overproduced tracks, and I'm guilty of that myself. Like I like a good overproduced track.
Yeah. Lots of elements.
But to just have vocals and a piano, and the words were very
heartwarming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also hopeful. Like,
yes.
It's funny that the subject matter of the song also drove the feeling of the song. Like, it just felt very like lilting and like you could fly almost.
See, I don't know the guy. I'm speaking excuse me, I'm speaking on behalf of all of you out there who don't know most of these artists, because over the last like 2 or 3 years we've been working on our own project, and so haven't really paid as much attention as I should have. Having said that though, it was a great challenge for me to like get to listen through all that stuff yesterday and kind of
reacquaint yourself.
Yeah, and realize that there's some really great stuff out there.
Yeah,
you know, happening. And so yeah.
There's a lot of noise, and that happens in any industry. Like, you're gonna have the heavy hitters and the favorites, but there are also some really cool nods to people that maybe don't have as much out there, like in terms of namesake. So I'm excited to see how it turns out. I think the categories will be really, like, seeing who gets each award is gonna be fun.
For sure.
So I decided to go with someone who I didn't really follow a lot. I don't want to say I wasn't a fan, because I feel like that's harsh. I just haven't like connected as strongly to Brandy Clark's music.
Yeah,
but
I fair.
recognize the talent and the drive, and I respect it immensely. But in the songwriter category, there is a songwriter called Jessie Jo Dillon, and she was on a song called Buried with Brandy Clark, and Brandy performs the song. And I think it was an interesting thing for me to listen down. And like, I'm very interested in how songs are structured. And for me, like, usually when you think about writing a song, like, everything revolves around your hook. Like, that's what makes a hit. And typically we see the hook at the end of the chorus.
Right.
I find most times.
Yes.
Now, sometimes it'll be doubled up and they'll start off the chorus with the hook and end, which just depends on what you're going for and how long the chorus is. But everything, including the bridge, like, ends up supporting that final hook. And for me, this was different. It kind of stood out because you don't get the hook. The entire song is the story and how she's feeling and what she would do and, you know, all this stuff. Like, you'll understand if you listen to it. I don't want to give it away because the hook is actually the last line of the song.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was really, really sweet and an interesting way to go about things as a writer. So I give her props for that. She's a hit. She's written a lot of really good stuff. So definitely, I'm excited to see who takes that category. Shane McAnally's also in it.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
Fantastic writer.
yeah, there's going to be a lot of good stuff, and we're going to get into it right now. So we are going to go over what exactly the Grammys are, just in case you're not quite sure or you're not as familiar with it as you want to be. We're going to kind of just fill you in on what they're all about. And Grammys, they're music's biggest night. Basically, it's like the industry speaking. So it's not a people voted award. It's the Recording Academy that are going to be placing the nominations and votes. And there are certain periods where there are nominations and then there's voting and then so on and so forth. But it's only a set group of people. It's the chapters that belong to the Recording Academy. Each chapter is a little different, but they have heavy hitting people in the industry that represent those chapters. So that's just a little bit about the Grammys. Of course, you know, there are lots of different categories. I think the biggest one and like the take home of the night that everyone talks about is Album of the Year.
Album of the Year. Yeah.
Definitely. So we're going to get into that as well. But before we get started, I do want to highlight that the CEO right now, currently, of the Grammys is Harvey Mason Jr., and he is a songwriter and producer representing the Recording Academy as acting CEO right now. And his statement, or the statement for the Grammys, is the mission of the Recording Academy is to recognize excellence in the recording arts and sciences, cultivate the well-being of the music community, and ensure that music remains an indelible part of our culture. So it's a preservation of music and a celebration around artists and producers and songwriters and all that. So we'll get into the good stuff right now.
Yes.
Album of the Year, baby.
Yeah.
Album of the Year. Definitely one of the more notable awards. Everybody wants to take that bad boy home.
Yep.
It's a big one. So this year we have, I'll just read you the artists and their album name so you will kind of know who's in the running right now. We've got Jon Batiste, heavy hitter for World Music Radio. We have Boy Genius for The Record. Miley Cyrus for Endless Summer Vacation. Lana Del Rey for the longest title ever. Did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? Okay, well, we'll save our thoughts. Janelle Monáe for The Age of Pleasure. Olivia Rodrigo for Guts. Taylor Swift for Midnights. And SZA for SOS. So those are the current people that have been nominated for Album of the Year. And
congratulations to all the nominees.
Yeah. Can I throw a little shade really quickly?
Man, I hope you would, because it took everything I could to sound excited about that.
Listen, there's so much talent here for Album of the Year.
Yes.
I'm just going to say it once, and then I'll probably say it to end up saying it again. But I just am kind of butthurt that Endless Summer Vacation is on here, but Plastic Hearts wasn't in the year that it should have been nominated for Miley Cyrus. I'm just going to say it. There was not even a nomination that year, and I was like a little bit
salty about that.
Super salty about that for her because it was such a phenomenal body of work. So anyway, we digress.
Yes, no, but
Album of the Year, I am excited to see how it turns out. I feel like Olivia or SZA will be the ones that maybe walk away, but I could be wrong because we all know Taylor's a force. So
SZA, and who's the other one?
Olivia Rodrigo.
Olivia, okay.
Yeah, just because
those two,
she's
you think will walk away with them with the heavy hitters?
I don't know. It depends on if the Academy is
hitters, the
feeling
heavyweights.
like, they want new blood, or if they want something that's more pivotal, which in that case, I think Jon would take it
Okay.
for sure.
Okay. Gotcha.
But yeah. And then we have record of the year. So for our listeners, I'm just going to say the difference between album of the year and record of the year and song of the year are the album of the year is the whole body of work, like we talked about. And record and song of the year deal with just the songs. Record of the year is everybody that was on the song, artist, producer, engineer. They all get a nod. And when they receive the award, they can all go up. And then song of the year is more dedicated to like the actual songwriting. So those are the people that get like that celebration. So for record of the year, we have Jon Batiste with the song Worship, Boy Genius with their song Not Strong Enough. Miley Cyrus had Flowers. Billie Eilish, of course, you heard about What Was I Made For, and that is from the motion picture Barbie. Victoria Monet with On My Mama. Olivia Rodrigo with Vampire. Taylor Swift with Anti-Hero. And SZA with Kill Bill, which was a mega hit.
I like Kill Bill. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I did too.
And,
it's like very angsty. So those are the same kind of grouping of people that were in the running for album of the year. Usually if, they put out a whole album, then one of those are going to be, at least one of those will be nominated for the record of the year.
Right. Okay.
Again, in song of the year too, there's overflow because they all kind of like go together. All right. So there's best new artist. And this is a category that you can be nominated for up to 3 times. So, and that includes with a solo or with a group. So if you were in a group that got nominated and you were nominated as part of that group, and maybe it's a trio or whatever, and then you went off to do a solo career, if you did not get chosen that first time with the trio, then you would have 2 more chances as a solo artist to potentially be voted best new artist.
Right. Okay.
So up for best new artist this year, we have Gracie Abrams, Fred again, Ice Spice, Jelly Roll, Coco Jones, Noah Kahan, Victoria Monet, and The War and Treaty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely some good ones in there. I feel like towards the top of the list, like my family would be like, are you reading off of a menu? Like what's happening?
Right.
But it's definitely
you guys
new
are not
faces.
alone. There's a lot of new faces in here
Yeah.
and a lot of new names. Some really talented people, though. I mean,
Super talented.
the future is bright.
It really is. And I got to tell you, I know we were not going to like weigh in here, and I've already broken that multiple times.
That's all right.
Noah Kahan, I think, is going to take it.
Really?
I think so.
Sweet.
He's created such a buzz for himself online and has such a presence that I just feel like he'll be rewarded for that.
So he built up most of his presence online?
Yeah. He's like super underground. And he's got this sort of like gritty, he reminds me of like, I don't want to say the wrong thing because I don't want to like offend people. And I already feel like it's unfair.
It's coming from a good place. So like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I also know it's kind of unfair to compare new artists to previous artists. So he's got his own thing going on, but he's like
Right.
rootsy Americana.
Okay.
But he has sort of like an underlying bedroom pop thing going on too, which is really resonating with people because they want that grit, but they also want something that feels familiar to them.
Right.
So it's not
right.
that big of a leap.
Okay.
I feel like it
got you.
makes sense for the people that are consuming it right now. And his number 1 song that's out, as of today anyway, 3 days prior to the release of this podcast on February 2nd. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
The 30th.
It's the 30th.
As of today, Stick Season is his number 1 song on Apple Music and Spotify. So that one, Dial Drunk, is a big one as well. He's just super talented, and I feel like people, that resonates with people. They see through all the other, like A&R and development and whatever.
Yeah.
He's just who he is.
I love it.
And
I love
it's so raw and like gritty. I love it.
Don't know him, but
You would like his stuff.
keep doing you, man.
Yeah, he's
Sounds exciting.
Yeah. All right. So then we've got Songwriter of the Year for non-classical. I just wanted to run through these. We've got Edgar Barrera,
Okay.
Jesse Joe Dillon, who I mentioned before, Shane McAnally, of course,
Yep.
Taron Thomas, and Justin Tranter. And you would know Justin. He's had gosh, I could go on and on and on about the songs that he's had. He has billions of streams on his songs,
Wow.
like culminating to be one group. He's got Believer, Imagine Dragons.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Cake by the Ocean, DNCE.
Good Lord.
Yep. Issues. Love Julia Michaels. So he was on that with her. He's got a bunch for Selena Gomez, Imagine Dragons, again and again. 485 songs written and recorded by artists. And like Believer alone
That's phenomenal.
has 2 billion streams.
2
almost 3 billion streams.
That's almost like $30 in
So
royalties.
we're not going to talk about streaming right now because I will get cranky. So yeah, there's some really, really strong contenders for Songwriter of the Year in the non-classical category. I'm excited to see how that goes. Let's talk a little bit about Best Pop Vocal Album. You've got 5 really strong contenders.
Who will be the judge of that, Allie?
Not us. Not us. Like it or hate it, Taylor Swift made waves with Midnights.
Yep.
It's nestled right in there with some of her re-recordings, but this was her comeback to her pop era after, the Folklore and Evermore journey that she went on. So people were so happy when she returned to her roots. I myself enjoyed the grittier, more laid back Americana style from her, but I appreciate the pop as well because I know that's kind of like what she feels good about doing. So Ed Sheeran, of course, is in there with Subtract. Olivia Rodrigo, her follow-up album to Sour called Guts.
So she has 2 albums out so far.
Yes.
One's called Guts and one's called Sour.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Sour was first. It's the one where she's like this. You're welcome. And then Guts, she's like this.
I'll be looking forward to her 3rd album where she's like
Vom.
Juicy.
Oh my gosh. And then Miley Cyrus, Endless Summer Vacation, of course. And Kelly Clarkson had an album out called Chemistry. So
I haven't even heard Kelly's, but I can just probably guess it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
it's Kelly.
It's comeback Kelly right now. She's in a new era.
Yeah.
So
she's free and single.
She's
and
on
ready to
fire. Yeah.
mingle. Yeah.
Super hot. So she's doing her thing. Good for her.
Congrats to her.
Yeah, everyone's doing really well. So that one will be.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those
who
ones.
Who are you calling?
I don't know. Like I said, if the Academy.
I'm going with that Rodrigo character.
I could see if they're like, if everyone was super into.
As an industry move, not as a like who had the best album, but just like as an industry move, I think this is that breaking point where it's like you kind of push it over.
Yeah, I could see. I don't know. I could definitely see her winning for.
Then again, it's the year of Taylor, so
it was a big year, and people were actually.
And for those of you
pissed.
who know, what am I saying? For those of you who care. We'll be doing a Super Bowl episode next week, and we will not be talking about Taylor Swift because she's not an NFL player, nor is she playing in the Super Bowl.
You heard it here first, folks.
But she is a Grammy-nominated artist, a Grammy award-winning artist.
Yeah.
So we are talking about it on this one.
Yeah.
So way to go, Taylor.
For sure.
Way to back up.
Yep. So I'm excited to see who is going to take that one home because I think it's going to be a big battle, but all of these people will stand for each other. Like, if Kelly wins, like they'll all just shoot up out of their chairs immediately.
Okay.
Like it's a super supportive group. Whereas I think in the past we've seen instances where it's like a little shadier.
Yeah.
The fun part for me about award shows, besides the fanfare, besides the outfits, of course you can see we have a sequins on today,
the surprise
and how people react to each other, the facial expressions, because you can always read some face shade, and I'd be watching them cameras like,
I saw that.
Yeah. Did she blink? I saw that.
Great point.
Yeah.
Great point.
Oh yeah. The next category that we're going to highlight, because we can't go through all of them, there's a lot, but we did want to talk about Best Country Album because we've got some great people in this category that were nominated. I'm going to start with the guys.
Yeah.
Starting off with Tyler Childers with Rustin' in the Rain.
Okay.
Zach Bryan. Brothers Osborne had Brothers Osborne. Those always crack me up for some reason. Then Miss Kelsey. She had Rolling Up the Welcome Mat.
Mm-hmm.
And then Miss Lainey Wilson. Bell Bottom Country. So, should I say it?
I mean, I'm going for Bell Bottom Country.
I think it's
Myself.
unanimous. Yeah. I'm a huge Kelsey fan. I love Kelsey so much. I just feel like in this instance, it's going to go to Lainey because it's Bell Bottom Country.
Yeah.
You know? And she's done so much this year. I think it's her year. Kelsey's got more great stuff in her, and
I think Lainey's such a good person.
Yeah, she seems like a total sweetheart.
From what we've heard, Lainey is
great,
down to earth. Like she kind of what you see is what you get. There is no act whatsoever with her. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I love it. We're rooting for you, Lainey. Sending love to all the nominees. You guys are great and repping country. So we appreciate that, and we're supportive of every single person in that category.
We're
and
excited
every
to
group.
see who's there next year too.
Yeah.
Keep pushing.
Yes, exactly. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
We have to talk about best score and soundtrack.
Okay.
So best score soundtrack for visual media. This includes film and television. So we've got Barbie.
Yeah.
Okay. Black Panther.
Okay.
We've got The Fabelmans.
Oh, yep.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And Oppenheimer.
Ooh. I've seen all of them except for
The Fabelmans.
No.
Did you see that one?
I saw The Fabelmans. This is great. It's great.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which is funny because I love Indiana Jones so much.
I know.
That, I mean, I wanted to go with my dad and go like see it in the theater or something.
Mm-hmm.
But then I read the reviews.
Was it not good?
Well, it could be amazing for all I know. It's just that the reviews weren't so great. And unfortunately, I found myself listening to somebody else's opinion.
It did get 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't see it either.
I also heard that if you're an Indiana Jones fan, it's a phenomenal. It'll give you all the nostalgic moments that you want. You know. Yeah. So I don't know, but
do you want to learn a little bit more about me that's disturbing?
Oh yeah, definitely, always.
Harrison Ford was my crush for the longest time.
That's okay. I love Harrison and my
Ford.
sister Sarah share that. To this day, in their apartment in New York, there's a framed picture of Harrison Ford in his Indiana Jones outfit. Stop. And it's like hanging on the wall.
I love that.
They also had, which you'll appreciate this, we're getting off topic, but you remember in Raiders of the Lost Ark when the guy's face melts?
Oh, that was traumatizing.
That's traumatizing, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they have a candle of this dude's face, and so like when you light it, it starts melting. It's incredible.
That's genius and horrific at the same time.
I know, right? But it's like so genius. Like you light this thing and you get to watch the Nazi melt.
Well, that's always a good thing. Again,
I could sit and watch that Nazi
Nazis.
melt all day long.
Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, so I don't know. It's a really hard one.
It's gonna go to Barbie.
It's got to go to Barbie.
Yeah,
I think so too. I think that it will because there was such an uproar about the
Oscars.
Yeah,
a little makeup. No.
I mean, maybe not because this all happened well before, so the voting was already in by the time that all of that happened. But you know, if they had enough foresight, I would think that they would.
Yeah.
Also, just because it was a really strong soundtrack.
Americans and their election results, you know.
Yeah. We won't go down that road, but you know what I mean. Like the songs that were on that soundtrack. They like went past the movie. They transcended the film and like immersed themselves into pop culture, which I feel like is what the Academy would be looking for in that regard. Yeah. So that's kind of why I'm leaning towards Barbie.
That's a great point.
You know,
great point.
But maybe I missed some bangers off of The Fabelmans. I know Black Panther probably had some on Wakanda Forever.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. So, okay, we're going to move on. We're going to go to Best Rock Album.
Okay.
We've got
Yes.
Foo Fighters with But Here We Are, Greta Van Fleet with Starcatcher,
Okay.
Metallica with 72 Seasons, Paramore with This Is Why, Queens of the Stone Age with In Times New Roman. So, again, a strong group of contenders. I'm not sure. I feel like there's a battle of the ages this year.
Paramore is local,
Yeah.
so I'm going with Paramore.
Okay.
But that's just
we love us
for-
some Haley. I'll go with that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. Again, like, you know.
Again, I don't necessarily think they're going to win. I'm just that's who I would.
Yeah. That's
like
who you
to
would
see win.
put your money on.
Yeah.
Or would want to.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
All right. I love it. I love it. We're not really like super, I feel like I'm not knowledgeable enough to speak on best alternative music album. But I did want to highlight in the best alternative jazz category, there is an album called Live at the Piano by Corey Henry.
Oh, nice.
And if you're into, not everybody is, and I totally understand, so I'm not going to even go through the other nominees. I'm sure they're all amazing, but I know not everyone is into this vibe. But if you do like alternative jazz, or if you maybe want to experiment with it, you're not quite sure, I feel like this is a good stepping stone. I feel like this album would bridge the gap between like somebody who doesn't necessarily say like, oh, I'm going to, hop on the jazz train.
Yeah.
Because it's him at the piano and it feels very intimate, very stripped down. It's romantic, but it's
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
raw. Like he gives so much emotion in his performance. It's political, but accessible. So it's not like in your face, but anything that, you would do being a minority, like it's going to be from your perspective, and it's going to have your existence is inherently political at this day and age. So it has some really deep moments in it that make you go, whoa. It's good. So give it a try if you're into that kind of thing.
Awesome.
Corey Henry Live at the Piano. It's good. There's one called No Guns. It's really, but it's not what you think it is. It's about standing for yourself above anything else, and just like being a good human. And
I love
so
that.
Yeah. It's
oh
really
man,
good.
I might have to check that out tonight.
Yeah,
then.
you might. There's
okay, cool.
The first one is called Testimony, and it's just him being like, "Man, I woke up in the morning, looked in the mirror, and I got grays in my beard." And then it just stops.
I
And
know
I'm
that
like,
feeling.
that's a testimony right there.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's funny.
Sneaks up on you real quick.
So, I mean, again, we're not going to go through all of them. We just wanted to highlight the ones that were important to us. And maybe that's not fair, but we also didn't want to keep you here for 10 years because we could see how that would happen here at the pre-Grammy party.
I mean, we've been here for the last couple days, just
Just chilling
really
out. We're
excited
just waiting.
to get back to Nashville.
Right now, we're inside the Las Vegas Sphere.
Oh, we are
waiting for you two to perform.
I cannot wait. Yeah, we'll be waiting for 48 hours.
Yeah, we're gonna be here for a while.
Debuting on Friday, but we'll be here at the Grammys waiting for you.
Yeah.
It'll
be good. Give me the Reddit. Give me what's good on the internet.
All right. So my Reddit on Reddit was. Now you're gonna find this really disappointing.
Oh no.
My Reddit on Reddit is that I read last night that on Sunday, the final season of Curb Your Enthusiasm comes out.
Oh, okay.
So I'll watch the first couple hours of the Grammys with you. Then you and Julie and Trav, you got whoever wants to watch the Grammys can watch the Grammys. And I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna.
That's fair.
I'm gonna watch Larry David for 30 minutes and then I'll come back up and watch.
Are you sad that it's ending?
No, I think
or
it's
do you
time.
feel like it's
Yeah, I think it's time.
How many seasons were there?
I think this is like 11 or 12 or something. I don't know.
My gosh.
Yeah, it's a minute. Watch the Grammys on Sunday.
Yeah.
And Curb Your Enthusiasm at like 9:30, whether you're depending on whether you're East Coast, West Coast, or Central Time.
All the things.
All the things.
Just do it all.
Just do it all, guys.
And I may or may not be here, and I may or may not get kicked out.
You're not gonna get kicked out. I'm here to support my friend.
Okay.
I'm here to support you.
Gotcha.
And so if you want to watch the Grammys, then you mic me up and let's watch the Grammys.
I may have already committed to family dinner, so that may not happen.
Oh, jeez. All right, well, have fun at family dinner.
Oh, and you have fun on Curb Your Enthusiasm
And
time.
you guys have fun at the Grammys.
If you have thoughts, let us know. Write to us at nashteapodcast@gmail.com. We want to hear who you think might take home these cherished awards. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out with us. Until then.
Peace, guys.
Bye.